Alright, in this video we're going to take a look at subshells and orbitals. From a previous video we've looked at this. We know that principal energy level that we abbreviated with an N. So this is the energy levels for an atom. The bigger they are, the higher the numbers go. They do get bigger than 4, but we're going to stop at 4 because we're not really going to do any atoms much bigger than 4. Excuse me. But these electrons or these principal energy levels are actually broken down into things called subshells or orbitals. Orbitals are actually oh, excuse me again. So orbitals are actually an area where an electron is likely to be found. So if we take this, one thing that you'll see, we'll just go ahead and jump right in. Orbitals have letters for their designation. So in the first orbital we have an S subshell, or in the first energy level we have an S for the first subshell or orbital. In the second energy level we have an S and a P orbital. In the third level we have an S, we have a P, and we have a D. And in the fourth level we have an S, we have a P, we have a D, and we have an F. So an S subshell, so let's put this up here. So an S subshell can hold a maximum of 2 electrons. A P can hold a maximum of 6 electrons. A D can hold a maximum of 10 electrons. And an F can hold a maximum of 14 electrons. So now let's see how this kind of ties back in to these numbers that we saw up here. So if okay, here's a way you can remember. The first energy level only has one atomic orbital. The second energy level only has 2 orbitals. The third one has 3, 1, 2, 3, and the fourth one has 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we said that an S subshell can hold 2 electrons. Well, this is where this 2 comes from. This 2 here and this 2 here, because in your first energy level you only have one S. So that's a total of 2 electrons. If we go to the second energy level, we have another S, which we said can hold 2 electrons from here. And we also have a P. So if we look up here, a P can hold 6. So that's 2 electrons plus 6 electrons, which gives us a total of 8 electrons, which is the same number that we have right here. So this is where this 8 comes from. So if we continue on, we've got an S, P, and D in the third energy level. So I've got 2 electrons plus my 6 electrons again for my P, and now this time a D can hold 10 electrons. So we've got 10 electrons here. So 2 plus 6 is 8. 8 plus 10 gives me 18 total electrons, which is the same number that we have here. And in the fourth energy level we've got S, P, D, and F. So that's 2 electrons plus 6 electrons plus 10 electrons plus 18 electrons. So 2 plus 6 is 8, 8 plus 10 is 18, and 18 plus 18, no, sorry. This should not be 18. This should be 14, because this is the number that I have here. Sorry. So now let's redo this. So 2 plus 6 is 8, 8 plus 10 is 18, 18 plus 14 gives me 32 electrons, which is the same number that we have here. So these are basically subshells and orbitals that you would find in your principal energy levels.